There are places that impress you with skyscrapers. Others leave you speechless with mountains or beaches. But every once in a while, you discover a country that somehow fits an entire world into one small island. Imagine standing on a golden beach at sunrise, then wandering through a rainforest alive with exotic birds before lunch. By afternoon, you're sipping world-famous tea high above the clouds, and before the day ends, you're climbing an ancient rock fortress where kings once ruled more than 1,000 years ago. Sounds impossible? Welcome to Sri Lanka, a destination where every road seems to lead to another unforgettable surprise. Hidden beneath its tropical beauty lies a story of ancient civilizations, sacred traditions, remarkable resilience, and warm smiles that make visitors feel less like tourists and more like honored guests. Floating like a teardrop in the Indian Ocean, just off the southern coast of India, Sri Lanka may look small on a map, but don't let its size fool you. Home to around 22 million people, this island packs extraordinary diversity into just over 65,000 square kilometers. Its official languages are Sinhala and Tamil, while English is widely spoken in cities, hotels, and popular tourist areas, making it surprisingly easy to explore. The local currency is the Sri Lankan rupee, and whether you're exchanging money at the airport or withdrawing cash from an ATM, you'll quickly discover that this country offers incredible value for many travelers. Nature seems to have been especially generous here. The coastline stretches for more than 1,300 kilometers, lined with palm-fringed beaches and turquoise waters. Journey inland, and the landscape transforms into rolling tea plantations, misty mountains, waterfalls, and lush rainforests filled with wildlife. It's one of the few countries where you can spot elephants in the wild, watch blue whales in the ocean, and hike through cool mountain villages, all within a single trip. Thanks to its tropical climate, Sri Lanka welcomes visitors throughout the year, although the best time depends on which part of the island you plan to explore. The south and west coast shine brightest between December and April, while the east coast enjoys its finest weather from May through September. No matter when you arrive, somewhere on this island is enjoying perfect travel conditions. But Sri Lanka's greatest treasure isn't only found in its landscapes. Long before modern cities appeared, powerful kingdoms flourished here. More than 2,000 years ago, magnificent capitals like Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa became centers of engineering, architecture, and Buddhist learning. Massive reservoirs, towering stupas, and sophisticated irrigation systems demonstrated a level of innovation that still amazes historians today. In the 3rd century BCE, Buddhism arrived from India, forever shaping the island's identity. Temples became not only places of worship but also centers of education, art, and community life. As centuries passed, traders from Arabia, China, and Europe were drawn to Sri Lanka's valuable spices, gemstones, and strategic location along major sea routes. Portuguese ships arrived in the early 1500s, followed by Dutch rule and later the British Empire, each leaving behind influences that can still be seen in architecture, food, language, and even the famous railway lines winding through the hills. After gaining independence in 1948, the country faced difficult decades, including a long civil conflict that deeply affected its people. Yet today Sri Lanka stands as a remarkable example of resilience, rebuilding itself while preserving the traditions that have endured for generations. Perhaps the most memorable part of any journey here is the people themselves. Hospitality isn't simply a custom, it's a way of life. A simple conversation at a local market can turn into an invitation to share a cup of freshly brewed Ceylon tea. Families gather for colorful festivals, neighbors celebrate together regardless of background, and visitors are often welcomed with genuine curiosity. During Vesak, cities glow beneath thousands of handmade lanterns honoring the life of Buddha, while the spectacular Esala Parahira fills the streets with beautifully decorated elephants, traditional drummers, dancers, and centuries-old rituals. Food is another expression of culture, with fragrant rice and curry, crispy hoppers, spicy kata roti, and fresh seafood bringing people together around the table. Respect plays an important role in everyday life. When visiting temples, modest clothing is appreciated, shoes are removed before entering sacred spaces, and Buddha statues are treated with deep reverence. These simple gestures are more than travel etiquette. They're a doorway to understanding the values that shape this island. The deeper you travel through Sri Lanka, the more you realize that every village, every mountain road, every smiling face, and every ancient stone carries a story waiting to be discovered. And this remarkable island has only just begun to reveal its secrets. As your journey continues, Sri Lanka begins to reveal something remarkable. This isn't a country where every destination feels separate. Instead, every winding road, every train track, and every coastline seem connected by stories, inviting you to slow down and experience life one unforgettable moment at a time. Most travelers begin in Colombo, the country's energetic commercial capital. At first glance, it's a fast-moving city filled with modern hotels, shopping malls, busy streets, and stylish cafes. But spend a little longer here and you'll notice another side. Colonial-era buildings stand beside glittering skyscrapers, colorful street markets buzz with local life, and the scent of fresh seafood drifts in from the Indian Ocean. As evening arrives, locals gather along Gal-Face Green to watch the sunset, children fly kites over the sea breeze, and food vendors prepare sizzling street snacks. It's the perfect place to ease into Sri Lankan life before heading deeper into the island. Not far from the city, your first unforgettable meal is waiting. Sri Lankan cuisine is bold, colorful, and full of surprises. A traditional rice and curry isn't just one dish. It's an entire collection of flavors served together. Creamy coconut curries, spicy vegetables, fragrant lentils, crispy papatums, and fresh sambals create a meal that's different every single day. Then come the famous hoppers, bowl-shaped pancakes with crispy edges and soft centers, often topped with a perfectly cooked egg. On busy street corners, the rhythmic sound of metal blades chopping kata roti echoes through the night as cooks mix shredded flatbread with vegetables, eggs, meat, and aromatic spices in a performance as entertaining as the meal itself. And of course, no visit feels complete without sipping a cup of authentic Ceylon tea, grown in the misty highlands that have made Sri Lanka famous around the world. Leaving Colombo behind, the scenery slowly changes. Busy roads give way to quiet villages, coconut trees become endless green forests, and suddenly, rising dramatically above the plains, stands one of Asia's greatest archaeological wonders, Sigiriya. Known as the Lion Rock, this towering granite fortress rises nearly 200 meters into the sky. More than 15 centuries ago, a king transformed this enormous rock into a royal palace complete with gardens, pools, and elaborate frescoes. The climb is challenging, but every step builds anticipation. At the summit, the reward is breathtaking. A panoramic view stretching across forests, lakes, and distant mountains. Visit early in the morning between January and April, and you'll often find soft golden light wrapping around the ancient ruins, creating a scene that feels almost dreamlike. Even more fascinating is the mystery surrounding the engineering of this ancient fortress, which continues to puzzle historians today. As the journey continues, ancient kingdoms whisper their stories through sacred cities like Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa. Massive stone stupas rise above the landscape, while centuries-old temples remain active places of worship. Here, history doesn't sit behind glass. It lives alongside modern life. Pilgrims carrying lotus flowers walk quietly through temple grounds where monks continue traditions that have endured for over 2,000 years. It's impossible not to feel humbled standing beneath the sacred Bodhi tree, believed to have grown from a branch of the very tree under which Buddha attained enlightenment. Then the road begins to climb. The air cools, waterfalls appear around every corner, and endless hills are covered with perfectly trimmed tea plantations. Welcome to Sri Lanka's breathtaking hill country. The train journey from Kandy to Ella is often called one of the most beautiful railway rides on Earth, and it's easy to understand why. Blue trains gently wind through tunnels, cross historic bridges, and pass smiling tea pickers working on emerald green slopes. Windows stay open, cameras never stop clicking, and strangers often become friends before the journey ends. Ella itself feels wonderfully peaceful. Small cafes overlook dramatic valleys, hikers make their way toward Little Adams Peak, and the famous Nine Arches Bridge quietly emerges from the surrounding jungle whenever a train passes overhead. The best months to explore this region are from January to April, when clear skies reveal some of the island's most spectacular mountain scenery. Hidden nearby is Dialuma Falls, one of Sri Lanka's tallest waterfalls, where natural infinity pools invite adventurous travelers to take a refreshing swim high above the valley below. Yet Sri Lanka never lets you settle into one landscape for too long. Soon the mountains fade into golden coastlines where another adventure begins. Along the southern beaches of Mirissa and Anuradhapura, mornings are filled with surfers chasing gentle waves, while fishing boats return with the day's catch. Between November and April, these waters become one of the best places in the world to watch blue whales and playful dolphins in their natural habitat. Imagine the silence of the open ocean suddenly broken by the powerful spray of the largest animal ever to live on Earth. It's a moment few travelers ever forget. Further east, Aragon Bay offers a completely different atmosphere. During its peak season from May to September, surfers from around the globe gather here to ride world-class waves. Life slows down. Barefoot travelers relax in beach cafes. Sunsets paint the sky with impossible colors, and evenings often end with live music under swaying palm trees. But perhaps the island's greatest magic lies beyond the famous postcards. Hidden inside the Knuckles mountain range are mist-covered hiking trails where clouds drift silently through untouched forests. In Galoya National Park, safari boats glide across peaceful lakes while wild elephants swim gracefully between small islands, a rare wildlife experience found in very few places on Earth. On the northern peninsula, Jaffna introduces visitors to a completely different side of Sri Lanka, where Tamil culture, distinctive cuisine, colorful Hindu temples, and quiet beaches create an atmosphere unlike anywhere else on the island. Every journey here is filled with experiences that go beyond sightseeing. Climbing Adam's Peak before dawn alongside thousands of pilgrims, watching graceful Kandian dancers perform to the rhythm of traditional drums, bargaining for handcrafted souvenirs in lively local markets, or simply riding inside a colorful tuk-tuk through village roads all become memories that stay long after the passport has been stamped again. Even everyday travel becomes part of the adventure. Local buses race through winding roads with surprising energy. Scenic trains invite you to lean out the doorway for unforgettable photographs. And friendly drivers often become unexpected storytellers, sharing local legends that never appear in guidebooks. As night falls, Colombo offers rooftop restaurants, oceanfront lounges, live music, and vibrant cafes, while smaller towns replace nightlife with peaceful evenings beneath star-filled skies and the comforting aroma of freshly prepared home cooking. By now, it's easy to understand why so many visitors arrive planning a short holiday, only to wish they had stayed longer. Every destination uncovers another hidden corner. Every meal introduces another flavor, and every conversation reveals another piece of Sri Lanka's remarkable soul. And once the excitement of discovery begins to settle, another question naturally takes its place. How do you plan the perfect journey across this extraordinary island while making the most of your time, your budget, and every unforgettable experience? As every unforgettable journey slowly comes to an end, one final question remains. Can Sri Lanka fit your travel budget? The answer, surprisingly, is yes. For backpackers, around $30 to $50 a day can comfortably cover a hostel or guest house, delicious local meals, and public transportation. If you prefer a little more comfort, $70 to $150 a day opens the door to boutique hotels, private taxis for longer trips, and memorable dining experiences. And for those seeking luxury, world-class beach resorts, colonial mansions, private wildlife safaris, and exclusive experiences are available from $200 a day and beyond. One of Sri Lanka's greatest strengths is that unforgettable moments aren't reserved only for expensive vacations. Sometimes, the most memorable experience is simply sharing a cup of fresh tea with a local family or watching the sunrise from a quiet hilltop. A little preparation can also make your journey much smoother. Many first-time visitors try to see the entire island in just a few days, only to spend more time on the road than enjoying each destination. Sri Lanka may appear small, but mountain roads are slow and scenic, not built for rushing. It's also worth checking the seasonal weather before booking your beaches, because sunshine on one coast can mean rain on the other. Dress respectfully when entering temples. Remove your shoes before stepping inside sacred places. Carry small cash for local shops and tuk-tuks, and always leave enough time to simply wander. Some of the island's best memories are never planned. The more you learn about Sri Lanka, the more extraordinary it becomes. This small island is home to 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, produces some of the world's finest Ceylon tea, and is famous for dazzling blue sapphires treasured across the globe. It's also one of the few places where you can watch the largest animal on Earth, the blue whale, in the morning, and encounter wild elephants before sunset. Even cinnamon, now found in kitchens around the world, has its historic roots here. Perhaps that's why Sri Lanka leaves such a lasting impression. It isn't just a destination filled with beautiful places. It's a country that gently reminds us to slow down, to appreciate simple moments, and to find joy in genuine human connections. Every train ride, every smiling face, every mountain sunrise, and every wave reaching the shore becomes part of a story you'll carry long after you've returned home. Some countries give you incredible photographs. Sri Lanka gives you memories that quietly become a part of who you are. And maybe that's the true meaning of travel. Not simply visiting somewhere new, but returning home with a different way of seeing the world. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more cinematic travel documentaries from around the world, and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you already visited Sri Lanka? Or is this incredible island now on your travel bucket list? We'd love to hear your story. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and never stop discovering the beautiful world waiting just beyond the horizon.